Frankie is finally back to not sulking so much. I don't know why. Aw. In the mornings, he just wants a cuddle, and if I get out of bed too soon, he just kind of pouts. We're outside playing, and we have to come back inside. He kind of pouts. Wouldn't come up here and visit. But he feels so sweet this morning. This is for Melanie. Good morning. Good morning, Melanie. I'm not mad at my mama anymore. I'm happy. Mama loves you so much. I wish I could make him bigger. Just what? Hello. You sweet baby. We didn't get enough morning cuddles because when I got up this morning, oh my heavens. The weather's been so beautiful the last few days. And this morning it was actually almost crisp out. And so I went and took the dogs for a little bitty run. Not a big one. We're going to go for a nice walk after work. But I couldn't resist. I had to have time to sit on my back porch and read. I call it my pergola because it was the concrete slab with nothing on it. And then now there's a frame with a top on it, and shears are hung to keep the bugs out. I've got a little water fountain out there and furniture and plants, like it's its own room. So we're working on hanging curtains so they'll block out some sun and help regulate the temperature in there. Oh, I'm so excited. So we'll see when that gets done. I do know that the supplies are purchased, so we'll see. That was something I thought I was going to have to wait till next year, but someone got very generous in my house. So I think it's mostly to make me yet another room that I can take over and stay out of the man cave kind of thing. I don't care as long as everybody's happy. All right, I forgot moisturizer. So, did I tell you I went to the skin doctor? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. They have some spots looked at. Just to be on the safe side. And she said that all the 3 different types of spots that I showed her, they were all normal for my age, and called them wisdom spots. I was thinking maybe I told you that. But anyway, another thing that I have going on is, and it happens in wiser people. I swear I'd never heard anything like that before. I don't even know if I like it better than people your age. Because I do hate hearing people your age. So I don't know. It's true though. Anyway, it's a thing where there's a nerve that is changing somehow, and it itches. And sometimes it feels like it's a bug. But it's not. She checked for bugs, and she told me what I have is fairly common. I mean, it doesn't happen to everybody, but it's very common. I want to show you what I did today. So I have this, I like to buy these sugar jars at Goodwill. If I showed you my bathroom, I've got at least 2 of them, plus a couple other jars that I like, that I put stuff in. so I don't have to do the lids, and I think it's kind of cute. Anyway, I have some Coty powder that I put in here to make it easy to just dip in and not have to worry about the lid. The deal is, I've been wearing foundation that I really like, but it comes off way too light in my camera, in my office. In my office, my hair looks white and my skin looks so pale that you can't hardly tell. So I bought some CoverGirl, which is a darker color. Coty doesn't have it in a dark. And this is 120. And really, I could have gotten it in a darker shade. I just didn't think about it. But I thought this would keep me from really messing up. So anyway, I put some in here to mix it. And so now it's about 50-50. And I like this color. So that's the powder I'm going to use today. I just put my moisturizer on. This is a mixture. This used to be Revlon Color Stay in 110. Really liked it. And then when there was none left, I decided to keep this jar. It may have been Vanessa. It may have been I can't remember who it was, but I'm going to give you 2 extra points for saying you can buy these things. I did buy some spray ones from Temu, and I wasn't happy with them. So next time I need to buy something like that, I'll just spend more money. I'll get them at, I think Amazon is a good place to get it. I was talking with another therapist the other day, and oh my gosh, I just so enjoy her. She's very similar to me, but much nicer than I am. More compassionate, and she is a rule follower for the most part. And she loves adventure, very courageous in her personal life. So we were talking about clients the other day, and I was reminded of because we were talking about how sometimes we get attached, not just to the client, but to the outcome because of pride. We want to win. We want to win growth out of this person, which isn't the same as caring about that person. That was what the topic was. It's like, yes, we care about the person. Yes, we care that they grow and learn and have a happier life. But there's another element where we want to win. We want to figure out how to put this puzzle together, right? I love my job. After all these years, I still love my job. And it really works for my personality. You know, whatever this mixture is that I have in this bottle, it works really well. It works really well. I am tickled. You know, this has been my favorite makeup, and it goes on. I don't even have to look. It just feels so good putting it on because I'm massaging a little bit, regardless of what makeup I'm putting on. But every time I check in the mirror, it looks right. Okay. Oh. Is there something out there? Oh, good boy. You're such a good watchdog. Okay, I got it. I got it. Enough. Shh. Shh. Oh, I love him so much. There we go. So, isn't that funny? It was so fun to talk to somebody who understands what I'm talking about. I don't know if other people are like that too. It's like, of course I want to be paid for my work. I mean, I'm not stupid. I prefer to be paid for my work. But there are people who are like, oh, I love my job. I just want to help people. And those are the counselors who, if they're not careful, they burn out fast. Because I will tell you, counseling doesn't work for everyone. And what we were discussing is one of the reasons it doesn't work is because therapists don't dig deep enough, or they don't ask enough questions. They don't direct. They don't take control of the session. And as well, they follow so many rules, it is time consuming. I just took another class yesterday. And I swear, they have like 3 sessions just taking care of paperwork and making suicide assessments and anxiety levels. And I'm thinking, I went to counseling. I had to find a new therapist when I moved, so I could have a backup therapist. I could see him on short order if I needed to. I have a therapist, but she travels a lot. And once in a while she's unavailable. And I went through some stressful stuff that I decided I wanted to see someone in person. Because she's mostly on the phone. I'd have to travel a long way to go see her. Anyway, I tried 4 different therapists to find one that I could use through this challenge that I had. And one of them did that. They had like the 3 days of constant check-in on suicidal ideation, anxiety level, what numbers, seriously. And I was just like, okay, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm done. Oh, boy. I'm proud of myself that I'm not one of those therapists that has so much pride that I won't get help for myself, right? It's so funny how a lot of people will say, oh, you need therapy, or they try to talk someone into getting into some kind of recovery or support group, and yet they won't even see a counselor for anything at all. Or they'll consider marriage counseling, but they'll say, he needs to go first, or she needs to go first to get their shit under control. Well, if you go with somebody the first time, as if you're going as a couple to couples therapy, what happens is the therapist will suggest separate counseling. And why? I don't know. But a perfect stranger like me can suggest that. If you can get them in the door, it doesn't take long if you have a directive therapist to say, okay, I need you to do individual therapy. And I'll see you again next week to help with some basics. But you need to do a little bit deeper work individually. And usually I suggest it to both, because the person who's so mad that says they need individual therapy, by that time they've been traumatized by the misbehavior, the one they're mad at, or they have control issues, you know, that anger and pushiness and withdrawal, withdrawal. I know, I've been there. No shame. Humans are funny. I'm all over the place with my makeup this morning. I'm not doing anything. It's just so beautiful. I'm going to take him out for another little run in the yard before I get in the office. I just decided that. So I'm doing the quick stuff first. So I had such a good time talking about my control issues. It's like I really want to have my client. And I'm not trying to get them out the door. I just love to see the lights come on. That's the best part, is when you're working with someone and you see a light come on. The problem is people won't usually do their homework. That's a true story. They don't usually do their homework. And if they do enough to help with that light going off for them, they won't keep it up. They won't keep doing the work. Why? Because it's not a routine. It just doesn't come naturally. And it's especially worse for people who are pretty, attractive, sexy, or vulnerable, or rich. Oh, man. Because when you have those things, you get a lot of yes people around you. Until you meet me. Nope. You might be beautiful, but I would rather save you from a life of misery by teaching you some things than being a yes girl and make money off of you because you keep showing up. Or continue paying for your spot when you don't show up. Because that's one of my deals with people who have busy careers. Is I'll save your spot on my calendar, but you got to pay for it. You miss your spot. There's no free ride. And that's what people who accidentally, some people don't even know that that's what they're doing. Some people have no idea that they are accidentally, why am I on my, there we go. I think my brush was a little dry. Oh, I need to tweeze those brows. Woohoo! So yeah, it's fun to get people who will say, oh, you're shooting pretty straight. It's like, yeah, because I care. And I have nothing to lose. Because I'm not hungry. I don't need the paycheck, right? I teach people how to care for themselves through how I care for them. That's important. I'm going to tweeze a couple of hairs because that's all I'm going to think about if I don't get the bold ones off that are right there. Because I don't know what kind of cameras some people have. Usually my camera shows exactly what they can see. If they have similar cameras. And a lot of them have amazing cameras because they'll say, oh, you look so good. You're so pretty. You look so young. That's kind of weird because that's not what I see. But the session isn't about me, so I just say thank you and we move on. But I know some of these clients have very expensive equipment and great big screens. They know how to put, they have these fancy TVs where they put their FaceTime calls or Zoom calls or whatever. Somehow they can link it to their phone and use the screen on their TV for their visit. And you know, they're looking up my nose. Kidding. What do they care about my nose? So, you know, I just try not to look like an obviously senile old woman. by not having hairs out my nose or, my goodness. There we go. Eyelashes. Yeah, it's about time for a new mascara. Just about time. You know, Great Lash, I don't know if you know this or not, but when you first use it, it's kind of wet. And sometimes when I get it, most of the time, I'll leave the lid off for an hour or two to let it thicken up a little bit, dry up a little bit. And then I put the wand in and out, and people will say, don't put your wand in and out because it gets pollution in there. Well, same thing with wiping it off. You're touching it on something. You're using it here, getting eyelash bugs all over it and pollution. So if you want to tap that in and out, plus you're not going to keep that mascara forever, right? If it starts bothering your eyes, throw it out. That's what I do. Throw it out. Okay. So one of the things that I know is that I just had one of my clients that I care very much for. What a sweetheart. Says, I know you don't see kids, but what's your opinion on this or that? And so I sent them some options. They're like, you're the best. I love that. I encourage clients to contact me anytime. If it's a 5, 10, 15-minute answer, I don't care if it was a client from 20 years ago. I got time for you. There are a lot of therapists that make you make an appointment. And I have some therapists who think that if a client comes on the appointment time late or has to leave early, that it's not an appointment. They get so weird about it. And I'm like, wait a minute, they're paying for their time. They get to use it the way they want to, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, how silly is it to... I'm going to try something a little different today. I cut some bangs, but it's been too hot to even use them. So, let's see if I can get my bangs to calm down a little bit. I've been so tired of wearing ponytails and buns. Just so tired of it. I may have to use a curling iron. Sometimes if I just go back and forth, it'll lay in a reasonable way. I don't know. I think it's time for a curling iron today. So remember, and I reminded this past client that if this kid doesn't feel comfortable with a therapist right out of the gate, that's normal. So make sure before they even see the first therapist, they know this is just a trial to see if it's a good fit or not. You don't have to see this person forever. Sometimes you got to kiss a few frogs, right? So, you know, sometimes it takes a few. Like I said, it's happened for me before. So, nobody ever sees the back of my head. So I'll put a pin there or a clip. I think I can live with that. Let me look. Yeah, that'll be all right. That'll be okay. Okay, so I just had to get that off my chest. Thank you for listening. Gosh, I hope you're going to have a great day today. Get outside. Oh, it's so pretty. Even if it's just for a couple minutes. Here, let me look. He's such a watchdog. Such a hunter. He's such a hunter. He's such a hunter. You brave little guy. Such a prince. I think dogs, I've never had a dog who's been really great at taking pictures. I've had other friends who have, their dogs are great at taking pictures. But I'm just looking at the camera as I'm talking to you, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to do this just for fun. Just to add a little color. Can't hardly see myself. Okay, I'm just boogering around. Hi. All right, I'll let you go. Say hi. I'd love to hear from you. And bye for now.